Chapter 20. Lord Kalki goes out to conquer Kali and his allies. Sutta Goswami said, Thereafter, according to the desire of Lord Kalki, the mighty armed King Maru and King Devapi attended to their marriages and then returned to the Lord. Both were famous as heroic warriors and the foremost among wielders of the bow. They were surrounded by their soldiers, who were equipped with varieties of weapons. Due to the presence of their vast armies, the earth trembled. King Vishakayupa commanded an army consisting of 100,000 elephants, 10 million horses, and 7,000 chariots. He was also accompanied by 200,000 infantry soldiers, equipped with sharp weapons. Their chadars and turbans flapped in the breeze. Apart from these soldiers, the king had amassed 50,000 reddish horses, 10,000 maddened elephants, a countless number of chariots, and 900,000 foot soldiers. Lord Kalki, the conqueror of conquerors and the Lord of the universe, had an army of 10 Akshinis. Surrounded by his nephew and other relatives and well-wishers, he appeared like Indra, the king of the heavens, surrounded by all the demigods. Just as Lord Kalki was about to cheerfully depart on his conquest of the entire world, Dharma, who had been obstructed by the powerful Kali, arrived there in the garb of a Brahmin. Just to have the darshan of Lord Kalki and to inform him of their activities, Rita, Prasad, Abhya, Sukha, Priti, Yoga, Anankar, Smriti, Kshema, Pratishreya, and Nara Narayana, the plenary portions of Lord Hari, as well as Dharma's wife and children, accompanied Dharma. Upon seeing the Brahmin approach, Lord Kalki humbly greeted him and then worshipped him according to the prescribed procedure. Thereafter, the Lord inquired, "My dear sir, who are you? From which kingdom have you come, along with your wife and children, appearing like a lusterless planet? Please tell me everything in detail, as the devotees of Lord Vishnu may lose their strength and enthusiasm when tortured by the atheists. Your wife and sons appear similarly disheartened." After hearing these words of Lord Kalki, Dharma, who appeared to be without shelter and thus morose, began to narrate his story. Before speaking, Dharma, along with his wife, sons, and followers, worshipped the reservoir of pleasure, Lord Kalki. After doing so, Dharma offered his obeisances and then stood before the Lord with folded hands and spoke as follows. Dharma said, "My dear Lord Kalki, please hear my story. I was born from your chest, just as Brahma was born from your navel. My name is Dharma, and my duty is to fulfill the desires of all living entities. I am the foremost of demigods. I receive a share of the sacrifice performances. I fulfill the desires of saintly persons by awarding them the results of their religious practices. By your order, I work for the welfare of all pious souls. At the present, various clans of Mlechas, like the Shakas, Kambojas, and Shabaras, all reside under the control of Kali. Kali is very powerful, and he has defeated me by his superior influence. O shelter of the world, at present, all the saintly persons of the world are being harassed by Kali and are thus burning in the fire of material existence. It is for this reason that I have come to take shelter of your lotus feet." After hearing these pietous words of Dharma, Lord Kalki, the remover of distress, gave assurances to everyone, saying, "O Dharma, just see how Satya Yug personified has also come here. This is King Maru of the Surya dynasty. You know very well that at the request of Grandfather Brahma, I have assumed this form of Kalki Avatar. You will be happy to learn that I have already defeated the Buddhists residing at Kitaka Desh. My mission is to destroy all the miscreants who are envious of you and other Vaishnavas. Now you can wander fearlessly all over the earth, because I am just about to set out on a tour to conquer all the kings of the world. Because Satya Yuga is about to commence, and because I am personally present on this earth, there is no reason for you to be afraid. Why should you come under the influence of illusion? Just live happily, along with sacrifice, charity, penance, and your vows. O Dharma, every pious person within the universe loves you. You and your sons and followers should go out and conquer all directions by subduing your enemies. Very soon, I will follow you." By hearing Lord Kalki's pleasing speech, Dharma experienced great satisfaction. Becoming convinced of his ability to subdue his enemies, by the Lord's mercy, Dharma made up his mind to set out. When Dharma departed to conquer the world, his wives and children stayed at Sudarshan. To assist Dharma in his fight against Kali, saintly persons became his military garments and armor. The Vedas and Brahman became his chariot. The supplementary Vedic literature became his arrows and his determination. The 7 notes of the musical scale became the 7 horses driving his chariot. The Brahmanas became his chariot driver, and Agni became his seat. In this way, Dharma set out to conquer Kali, along with a formidable army. Lord Kalki also departed, along with his associates, including personified sacrifice, charity, penance, self-control, and the prescribed rules and regulations, with the intention of defeating the clans of the Mlechas, such as the Kashas, Kambojas, Shavaras, and Vaivaras. The Lord went to the favorite residences of Kali, which were the playgrounds of ghosts, foxes, and jackals. These places were permeated with the foul odor of decaying beef, and they were infested with crows and owls. Kali's domain can be found wherever there is gambling and intoxication. Kali's favorite places of residence are always causes of fear and danger. The men in these places are controlled by women. When Kali received the news of Lord Kalki's impending arrival, he quickly gathered his sons and grandsons and left his kingdom, the city of Vishashana. After mounting his chariot, which bore the symbol of an owl, when Dharma saw Kali fleeing, by the order of Lord Kalki, he confronted him, along with the sages. Rita battled Damba, Prashad fought with Lob, Abhaya challenged Rosa, and Shukdev attacked Bhaya. Nitaya vigorously fought with Priti, showering various weapons. Yoga contended with Adi, and Smriti attacked Jara. The fighting soon became very intense, as the demigods appeared overhead as spectators. King Maru entered the ranks of the powerful Kashas and Kambojas, while King Devapi fought with the Kolas and the Varvaras. King Vishakayupa fought valiantly against the Pulindas and Chandalas, employing celestial weapons. Surrounded by his army, and invoking many celestial weapons. Lord Kalki fought with Koka and Vikoka, who were excessively proud due to receiving a benediction from Brahma. These two brothers were the foremost among the demons. They were always intoxicated, and they were very expert fighters. They were like two halves of one body, exceedingly powerful, and a cause of great fear for the demigods. Their bodies were as hard as thunderbolts, and thus impervious to weapons. They had been engaged in conquering all directions. When they fought together, they were so formidable that they could defeat even death personified. Surrounded by powerful soldiers, they fought with clubs in their hands. In the battle between Lord Kalki and the two brothers, Koka and Vikoka, the leaders of both armies fought fiercely. The battlefield resounded with terrific sounds made by the elephants and horses, the gnawing of teeth and challenging words of the combatants, the twanging of the bows as well as the slaps and punches. The frightening sounds of war cries spread all directions. It seemed that no one was able to escape the jaws of death. The demigods became so astonished while gazing at the ghastly scene that they practically fell from their celestial chariots. Due to the onslaught of innumerable weapons, including iron rods, Shakti weapons, tridents, spears, clubs, and arrows, the entire battlefield became littered with severed arms, legs, and trunks. Thus ends the translation of the 20th chapter of Shri Kalki Puran. Shri Radha.